Chapter 5 Lucy's Strange Illness. Passages from Dr. Seward's Journal. September 2nd. I have been called in to look at Lucy Westerna. Her condition is not good. For some reason, she seems to have lost a lot of blood. I tasted her blood, and it's normal. Still, she complains that it's hard to breathe at times. She says she has dreams that frighten her, but she can remember nothing about them. I can find no cause for her illness. That's why I've sent for my old friend, Professor Van Helsing of Amsterdam. He knows a great deal about rare diseases. September 7th. Van Helsing examined Lucy today. I myself was shocked at how much she had worsened in just one day. She was very pale. The red is gone from even her lips and gums. The bones of her face stand out. Her breathing is painful to see or hear. The professor said she needs a blood transfusion right away, or she'll die. Lucy's fiancé, Arthur, came over just as I was getting ready to give my blood. He insisted on being the one to do it. As the transfusion went on, a flush of life seemed to come back to poor Lucy's cheeks. When it was over, I could see that Arthur was weakened. Van Helsing told him to go home and rest. You have saved her life this time, said Van Helsing. You have done all that you can do for now. After Arthur left, the professor adjusted Lily's pillow. As he did so, the black velvet band that she wore around her neck was pulled up a little. He saw a red mark on her throat. There were 2 small wounds just over the jugular vein. I saw no sign of disease, but the edges of the wound were white and worn-looking. How could these small pinpricks have caused her to lose so much blood? To make her so pale, the whole bed should have been covered with blood. Van Helsing said I must sit up all night with Lucy, see that nothing disturbs her. You must not sleep all night, he warned me. He himself had to go back to Amsterdam for more books and supplies. It was a struggle, but I did stay awake all night. Lucy slept peacefully. In the morning, she seemed better. The maid took over her care, and I went home to get some sleep. September 8th, evening. When I returned to check on Lucy, she was in good spirits. Arthur had to leave town for a while to take care of his sick father. He promised that he'd be back as soon as possible. Lucy and I spent a charming evening together. I was glad to see how improved she was. After supper, she showed me a room next to her own. No sitting up tonight for you, she said. You're worn out, and I'm quite well again. You can sleep in the next room. I shall leave the door open, and my door too. If I want anything, I promise to call out, and you're to come to me at once. I was too tired to argue. September 9. I woke up when I felt Van Helsing's hand on my head. How is our patient? He asked. She was quite well when I left her, or rather, when she left me, I explained. Come, let us see, he said. Together, we went into the room. A deadly fear shot through my heart as I looked upon the girl. She was horribly white and more weak-looking than ever. Even her lips were white, and her gums seemed to have shrunken back from her teeth. The professor felt her heart, and after a few minutes he said, "It is not too late. Her heart beats, though weakly. But all of our efforts are undone. We must begin again. Young Arthur is not here now. I'm afraid I will have to call on you this time, John," he said to me. He got out his instruments for the transfusion. I rolled up my sleeve. We began immediately. I must say that I had a feeling of pride as I saw the color come back into her pale cheeks and lips. Afterward, I felt faint and a little sick, but after a short rest and some breakfast, I felt much better. Lucy slept most of the day. When she woke, she was better and stronger. Van Helsing stayed with her during the night, and I went home to rest.